Bars is back. Sam Ant. Oh God. What's up with you? Hip Hop Uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe. Hip Hop Uncensored is the vibe, so subscribe. Oh God, driving Sam Ant riding passenger side, and you heard it out.
That Breonna Taylor's family got a check for $12 million. Well, that's good for them. But what does that actually lead to for the community? Where's the progress there? Because if you don't make sure you're making progress, what you get is you get these the perception of certain people positioning themselves as ambulance chasers, like Ben Crump. Ben Crump is the guy who gets called in whenever there's a shooting or whatever. He shows up, starts negotiating with the police department, and then the city government gets them to write a big old check, and then Crump takes their cut, and then they out to the next situation. Dang. Where does the community benefit? What about the other stakeholders in the process? And so I think that what they're saying makes sense. And I also think that if somebody tells you not to use my name, you got to honor that. I mean, you can't, I mean, I don't know. I can't say one way or the other, but I think that at the end of the day, when it comes to the use of the name Tamir Rice, I imagine his mother should have something to say about that. And if she doesn't, then effectively what you're doing is what white folks do all the time. White people will go and say, let's save these African tigers, right? And they're not necessarily letting the animals have any say in what's going to happen, right? So they look at us like animals. Like I'm going to talk all day about how much I care about Tamir Rice and his mother, even though Tamir Rice's mother can't stand me. Well, that's a problem. Maybe you do need to stand down at that point.
Yeah, fact. The Houston Texans quarterback, I don't know if you heard about this, Deshaun Watson. He's pretty much been putting up a lot of fuss. He wants to be traded. And now, a couple of days ago now, about 6 different instances of sexual assault have now came out about Deshaun Watson. And I know it's limited information for all of us, but what is your gut feeling telling you now that this situation is before the world now?
Man, it is awfully coincidental that these allegations occur right when he's, being very vocal. I hope that there's nothing sinister going on, but you never know. You never know. In terms of whether or not he did it, you don't know that either. I believe in evidence. I believe in proof. And the fact that until I see proof, I'm not going to go and agree to ruin a person's life. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that, if you did get down with him sexually, and you feel like you were forced to do it, the best I can do is say, okay, well, maybe we get you some counseling or teach you how to fight back or how to walk away or what, I'm not saying that I'm not belittling the experience or the person on the other side, but the thing we want to get away from is getting to the point where we start treating women like they're little children. Like, like if a woman makes a decision to get with a man, and then later on says, well, I only did it because he told me that I had to do it. Well, it doesn't mean that didn't happen. It just means we don't know. And remember that when you're talking about something as serious as rape, you're talking about sending somebody to prison where they might get raped. So, right. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to make a move that serious until I'm 100% sure. And so I think with Deshaun, I hope that that's not the case. We know of examples of men going overboard when it comes to women. It's not out of the question. But until there's proof and evidence, I'm not interested in moving on any of that. The other thing too is that the other thing that I think undermines the credibility of any accuser is that you're not talking about going after a random guy. You're going after a guy that's made $100 million or whatever. So the possibility of a shakedown must be considered because everybody knows the most vulnerable entity in America is a black man. And so if you accuse a black man of anything, a lot of black men will pay you millions of dollars just to make you stop accusing him. And that right there is a predatory act within itself. So while we can certainly and should talk about predatory behavior on the part of black men toward other people, we must talk about the way black men are preyed upon, particularly when they're in those positions of power and prominence and wealth. Lastly, I think that just brother to brother is very important that we as black men have an awareness that people are out to get you. Yep. I heard this lady called me. Okay, check this out. I wrote a story maybe 12 years ago, a long time ago, in AOL Black Voices about Lawrence Taylor getting caught up with that young girl. You remember that?
Yeah.
I don't remember that now, but he got
young, but yeah.
and hook because I guess he liked the hookers and stuff. And I wrote an article about it, and I got a call from a woman who knew that girl, and basically she told me the most fascinating story I'd ever heard in my life. I'll never forget it. I'm in my jaw drop in the kitchen as I'm listening to her tell this story, and it sounded very credible to me. And she basically said that this group of girls, they will research, rappers and athletes and ballers that come into town, and they would figure out what they like and how to basically trap them. She said that they knew, what you like to drink, what you like to talk about. They knew what kind of girls you like, if you were more likely to get with a jump off or not. And they would plant that girl in front of you. They had fake IDs, like they were like the CIA, man. And so what they would do is they would lure the guy back to like a hotel, and they would give him a drink, like, hey baby, drink this. And so a lot of guys like, oh, you a cute little thing, like I'm just do whatever you tell me, right? So they would drink it, and they would be knocked out because they would put something in their drink. And while the guy was asleep, they had a 15-year-old. Now she had a fake ID, so they didn't even know she was underage, but they would put her in the bed with the guy and take pictures. And then when the guy woke up, they would say, we got these pictures of you in the bed with an underage girl, and if you don't give us $10,000, it was like ghetto extortion. It wasn't like no $1 million and up. They would ask for like 10 grand. Right. Very specific. She said they would ask for $10,000, and they said, if you don't give us $10,000, we will send these pictures to your team, to the media, and to your wife. And most of the guys paid up. Her was that Lawrence Taylor. Yeah. Lawrence Taylor, thank you. Lawrence Taylor was the guy who said, F you, I'm not paying. So next thing you know, the little girl sitting next to Gloria Allred in tears saying, look at what this man did to me. Now, again, this was what her story was. I'm just sharing what was told to me. And honestly, it sounded very credible.
Yeah, we gotta pay close attention to that, Deshaun. Go ahead. I'm praying for you, Deshaun, man. You're gonna be all right. Man, definitely appreciate your time once again. We were blessed enough to have you for an hour last week and now 40 solid minutes this week. The incredible Dr. Boyce Watkins. Let the people know where they can find you, your business, school, and your social media platforms.
All right. Well, I have a website that focuses on the Black agenda. Things that you can do without waiting for the politicians, without waiting for the people on TV, without waiting for the Black community to get behind you. You could do it on your own in terms of building wealth, educating your kids, stuff like that. The website is theallblackagenda.com, theallblackagenda.com. We have a link to Ice Cube's contract with Black America, which is very, very good. Shout out to Ice Cube. We have links to things like how to invest in the stock market, how to build your wealth, things like that. Just literally the Minister of Wealth, Nathaniel Jordan, just how we can eat healthier and live longer instead of going out and getting shots and shit, they want to give us, right? How about we take care of our immune system, right? We have to control that. So the allblackagenda.com, that's the website, and that's what it's all about is us just being better. Because if we're better and we're stronger, then we don't need anybody's permission. We don't need anybody's cosign. We can actually move forward because we said so, not because somebody just suddenly decided to lift the veil up or let us through.
Dope. Appreciate you, man. Dr. Boyce Watkins on the Hip Hop Uncensored Podcast. Get ready, people, because he'll be back frequently on the show. And yeah, man, definitely appreciate you once again, Doc.
Always, brother.
For sure, guys. God bless you. Much respect.